Hi, I'm Steve Clementson, and in this short video we're going to be looking at SIG Design and Technology's signature PU edge corrosion and coating system, an easy to apply liquid solution for profiled metal roofs and cladding which are suffering from either cut edge, side lap or even field area corrosion. By the end of this video you should be able to explain to our contractors what the system consists of, where it should be applied and how it should be applied. So before we look at the product itself, I'd like to explain where and why we would need it. Metal sheeted roofs and cladding can be a very cost-effective and quick way of getting new buildings watertight, especially the distribution hub or warehouse type of big sheds. However, they do have a finite life expectancy, and one of the biggest issues affecting their performance and aesthetics towards the end of their lifespan is corrosion, especially where the sheets are cut or guillotined, either during their manufacture process or on site during the install. Sheets are generally produced in a continuous rolling process of pre-coated metal coil, which is profiled and cut to length. Obviously, where the sheets are cut through, the metal core is exposed. In any situation where the three factors of moisture, oxygen and iron are present, there is the opportunity for rust to form, and if left untreated, it can lead to staining at best and water ingress if left unchecked. So, to extend the life expectancy, or improve the aesthetics, or protect the cladding and sheeting from further decay, Signature Edge Corrosion and Coating System should be applied to either just the areas affected, or even overcoat the whole installation. Okay, so now we know where and why to apply Signature PU Edge Corrosion System. But what exactly is it? As the name suggests, our system is a PU, a polyurethane. There are other systems in the market, for instance, silicons or acrylics. However, the main benefits of our system are: it's fast curing, it's hard wearing, guaranteed up to 10 years. It's a single component, no measuring or weighing of catalysts or accelerators, which can often go wrong. It has very high tensile strength and is very easy to apply. The basic components of the system comprise Signature PU joint sealer for filling gaps, cracks or splits, same day or next day primers for ensuring correct adhesion to the substrate, reinforcing tape, a self-adhesive butyl tape for use at upstands, corners or changes of direction, and the Signature PU Edge Corrosion and Coating liquid itself. The basic toolkit consists of standard PPE, overalls, masks, safety glasses, and brushes, rollers, mixing paddle and a drill. And we will see each of these items being applied on a demonstration rig in a short while. But before we start any application, the areas to be coated must be prepared and primed. There is no point applying any product to unprepared surfaces. It won't key in, it won't look right, and it won't last as long as it should. Any surfaces to receive Signature PU Edge Corrosion System must be clean and dry and free from dust, debris and rust. All areas must either be mechanically or manually taken back to bare metal. The use of a sandblaster could be considered for larger areas if practicable. Where practical, surfaces should be jet washed and allowed to dry. Undertaking a bond check prior to progressing with large-scale application is also recommended, especially if there are unknown existing coatings that have been used previously to repair sections. Any small holes or splits and all sheet laps must be sealed with joint sealer and tooled smooth and flat immediately after application. Any damaged, missing or corroded fixings must be replaced. We have prepared a small demonstration rig to show how this would work. Rust removal is undertaken by either a wire brush or grinder with wire brush attachment. Sweeping off of debris and replacing of any corroded fixings. Once prepared, we can then apply the joint sealer to the head laps, side laps and uncapped fixings. Once the joint sealer is complete and dried, the primer must be applied. There are options of same day or next day primers, depending on the size or complexity of the project or weather conditions. If we are just undertaking cut edge protection, then we now need to mask off the required zone. This should be a minimum of 150 mm wide or at least 75 mm past the affected area. Either primer is applied at a consumption rate of a minimum of 200 grams per square metre. This figure may increase slightly depending on the surface to be treated. The same day primer will cure in 2 to 4 hours, whilst the next day primer requires 24 hours. Both are dependent on local ambient temperature. Same day primer must be touched dry before applying the field area liquid, and the next day primer must not have the field area liquid applied prior to the 24-hour period. Whilst Signature PU Edge Corrosion liquid doesn't need a fabric reinforcement in the field area, at changes of direction, corners and upstands, Signature PU reinforcing tape may be required prior to the application of the liquid, but after the application of the primer. These areas are potentially subject to differential movement, and as such the self-adhesive tape is required. Application is undertaken with either a brush or roller at a rate of 0.5 to 0.7 kilograms per square metre, depending on the substrate. So, if we have, say, a 150 mm wide strip to coat, we would calculate coverage as follows. Let's consider a 10 linear metre run of cladding with 1 head lap to coat. Firstly, we should allow for the corrugations, the steps up and down in the sheet. Let's assume a sheet whose profile adds a further 30% to the surface area. The substrate is reasonably smooth and we are applying at a rate of 0.6 kilograms per square metre. So, 0.6 kilograms multiplied by 0.15 for the width and multiplied by 1.3 to take account of the corrugations gives us a figure of 0.117 kilograms per metre run measured. As we have 10 metres, we would need 1.17 kilograms to do a 10 metre run. If we're using the 6 kilogram tins, we would get over 50 linear metres at this width. On completion, we simply remove the masking tape and we're finished. So we've looked at what the system consists of, we've looked at where the system can be applied, and we've looked at how to apply the system. But there is always the odd question or very site-specific query that will need answered. At Design and Technology, we have a team of experts based at Shepshed and out on site, as well as the supplier's UK-based technical team available to help get the answers to any questions you or our contractors may have. Our website is full of information about the product, data sheets, brochures, application guides and drawings are available, as are the contact details for the office-based and area maps and contact numbers for the field-based technical teams. So have a look.